Jay-Z just spoke about if he's in the Illuminati or not. In his most recent interview with GQ, he talks about being a sellout. He talks about if he's in this global elite that people have been saying he's in for all these years. People are saying that this is complete damage control amid these Epstein file drama that's been going on, right? They're saying that Jay-Z is in the Epstein files amongst a bunch of other celebs. And people are going with the narrative that, hey, Jay-Z is guilty. He hung with Harvey Weinstein. He must be guilty of all charges. So now Jay-Z's rumored to be dropping an album this year, but he's also doing the Roots Picnic and will be doing 2 performances in Yankee Stadium this July. Is Jay-Z really a part of this elite group and doing damage control, gang? Listen, we're gonna hit the like button and hit the hype button because we about to get deep. Got up on some ball shit and linked up with the man. Champ. Run up these likes, and make sure you hit the hype button because the hype button does help the channel in a major way. Listen, gang, Jay-Z just did an interview with GQ, and it's very interesting. There's so many different segments in this interview. One segment in particular, though, is him talking about being a quote-unquote sellout, all right? Talking about whether he's in a global elite, in the Illuminati, how people have been saying these things for years. He actually speaks on them and replies to them. This can also low-key be in reference to the Epstein files because there were a lot of so-called elite people that were involved with Jeffrey Epstein. But I think people are forgetting this is crazy to be happening right after people were saying that Jay-Z and Beyonce were both broke and going all across the country to like hide money or something along those lines. I think the rumor was that they owed the IRS and they were going to get jail time if they came back to the States. That was the rumor. Those people are quiet right now. I ain't gonna lie. If Hov owed the IRS or the government money and was in legal trouble, then how is he able to just freely do these things, get booked at these shows? Maybe it's just a lie because there's been no proof of Hov or Beyonce, hiding or fleeing from the country because they're part of some Epstein files, or just, doing illegal activity with their money, like they owe the government money because they're just trying to flee the IRS. We just gotta make it make sense because all of the anti-Hov, anti-Beyonce, demon witch talk and all that is just non-existent right now. Where are those people? Because Jay-Z appears to be on a press run right now. I think it's in promotion for his concert. I also believe he may have an album dropping. There's a rumor that he is dropping. That could be possible. Now, another thing that a lot of people might not know is that Jay-Z also changed his name to Jayz instead of just Jay-Z. Who knows why that is? All right, that could just be an evolution of Hov, like he's moved on to not just Jay-Z, but now he's gonna just name himself the spelling of Jay-Z instead. So Hov is just on different time right now. Again, the narrative was that Hov was scared. Hov wasn't trying to show face. Hov was guilty of everything that's been said about him recently, especially in said Epstein files. And let's be very clear, he's not in the Epstein files. There's a lot of celebrities who are named to be in the Epstein files that's not in the Epstein files, but they are in FBI complaints. FBI complaints are not Epstein files, champs. Even pro skater Tony Hawk appeared in the Epstein files, and his team was like, Leo, listen, get his name off of this because this doesn't make any sense. All right, so they blended in a lot of celebrity names to, I guess, distract us from seeing the actual politicians that may be involved in the Epstein files, people who are in the real global elite or Illuminati or what have you. So it sounds good to put, Jay-Z in the Epstein files or Pusha T, because Pusha T was also supposedly named. Nobody ever came for Pusha T. You notice that when they said Jay-Z was in the Epstein files, nobody bothered to care that Pusha T was supposedly named in it. They just went for Jay-Z. They went for the greater person. They went for the person that's deemed to be like top 5 DOA. They wasn't gonna go for Push, man. They don't really care about Push that much. Let's just be honest about the situation. Yeah, Push is a phenomenal rapper. Think he's one of the greatest lyricists ever. One of. In a top 20, 30 category perhaps. Right? But at the end of the day, they're looking for Hove, man. They want to throw Hove under the bus. People are comfortable saying that a wealthy person did something heinous or is going broke. It just builds their confidence up a little bit. So now Jay-Z speaking out, and he's speaking on whether he's this big sellout because he's garnered over $1 billion. Take a look.
That you get sometimes about like people throw capitalists at you in a derogatory sense.
Yeah, I think in that verse specifically, the only thing I heard coming up was the American dream until we started being successful. And it was like, wait a minute, you're selling out because you're making money. That was the first thing that was put on musicians. People had this law for the struggling artist. That's a mind game, what we would call back in the day for tricknology. It was like, no, I'm not going for that. Like, no, I make art first. And then I make sure that I'm compensated for my art. I didn't take advantage. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people. I didn't take it. No one. That's not my reputation. That's not what I do. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people or taking advantage of, the loopholes in the system or some wrinkle in like a capitalist structure. That structure exists, and I just see the world for what it is, not for what I want it to be. I'm a realist, not an ideal. It's not idealistic. People speak about the world how they want to see it. You're never gonna win like that.
So yeah, Jay-Z kind of speaking in code here. The interviewer is trying to tell him, listen, all right, being a capitalist. I think capitalist is just the code word there, right? Sounds more appropriate than to call him some type of a devil worshiper or Illuminati agent provocateur or what have you. It sounds better to call him a capitalist, right? That's just what they're gonna use, right? And a negative connotation, right? Cool. So Jay-Z is speaking out against this. Jay-Z says, yo, listen, just because I'm rich doesn't mean I'm a sellout. Maybe I just worked hard for what I got, right? Even though we don't truly know how he got all of his stuff, we just really don't know. People are doing all types of things to get money these days. Even your average regular person. You see them at your job, champ. You see people at work who are bootlicking it up, champ, to no avail, to no end, trying to get by in whatever company that y'all work for, right? Whatever establishment y'all working in, champ. You're trying to get farther by any means. If it means telling on you, if it means just going above and beyond, they're just looking for a higher position. If given the opportunity to be said sellouts and be a part of some type of global elite, they would definitely do such things because they're already showing characteristics of it on a low level. People coming in Jay-Z so hard is all biased, performative. People believing narratives that they see online from AI channels and maybe even nasty gossip blogs who don't care what type of rumors they put out, who also might be subject to a defamation lawsuit in the near future, by the way. Jay-Z seems locked and loaded. He seems that none of these narratives is really bothering him. And it also looks like there's a mass influx of people who really don't give a damn about the negative press. And they were just waiting to hear Jay-Z announcement this whole time, right? Because this is Jay-Z's first time really just being seen in a big spotlight in a while, right? So it would either be album rollout or just these 3 shows that he's scheduled to do coming up this spring and this summer. And it looks like Jay-Z might just be showing y'all who he is, man. Like, just showing y'all he ain't really scared, and all these narratives y'all trying to play is a bunch of narratives, champ. I mean, we can't act like he didn't sue people for putting stuff on him, right? He definitely had lawsuits put on people for just lying and trying to paint narratives that he did something with Diddy or etc. It was actually 2 occasions. I think it was Busby, and then it was this girl who was claiming that she had autism, and she didn't know if her story was true or not when it came to Jay-Z and Puff. So people rather go off that hearsay because Jay-Z is so successful. People who think, that you're, just a super billionaire, they'll immediately assume that you did some weird stuff to get to such a high ranking, position or just any higher just elite small class of people with that much wealth, people are gonna automatically assume that, hey champ, you did something crazy for what you had. Like, you definitely moved kids around or crossed state lines and what have you, or something just sinister, man. Something of a satanic worship level. That's literally what it be, you know, when it comes to people. People just rather see the bigger person, the person with the most notoriety, just completely crumble. It makes them very satisfied, man. They love to see one of the great ones perish in some way, shape, or form. Now, if you pass away, that's different. But if you just falling from grace, like everything is just raining down on you, there's a brick textured rain that's falling on your head. Oh, champ, the masses can't be any more satisfied than that. Because at the end of the day, the spotlight is meant to break you in some way, shape, or form, on both sides of the fence, by the way. So, are we really shocked? I mean, listen, even 50 Cent is low-key getting this type of treatment, and he ain't even been mentioned next to Epstein in any way, shape, or form. So let's just say in the near future, if a 50 Cent is mentioned, even if it is a lie, in said files of something very nasty and corrupt, people will be quick to believe it, because they already trying to pin stuff on him that he really ain't even been a part of. So it's nasty work all across the board. But Jay-Z is spoken out, man. Jay-Z is doing this press run. Is this damage control? I mean, let's be honest. If it is damage control, would he be wrong for doing damage control? Because guess what? Damage control doesn't necessarily mean that someone is trying to tell a lie because accusations are true. It could also mean that accusations are false and they're trying to push their truth in order to do damage control so the real thing can get out there. Damage control doesn't always necessarily mean that a person is guilty of what's being done. You could damage someone with lies and they have to tell their truth to do damage control as well. But I get where people are coming from, I guess. When the narrative is pushed so frequently online, everywhere you see it, eventually it becomes subconscious and you just start believing it and feeling that it's just the most true thing in the world because you've seen it that many times. The repetition has built a hypnosis within to where, hey, he's guilty. Guilty. I done heard guilty a million times. Well, guilty is the goddamn truth. And honestly, that's just how it's gonna be. This is how it goes. You know, but Jay-Z's out here, man. Is he dropping an album? What's really going on, man? He's definitely doing 3 shows. That's already a fact. That's already, I think they all are already sold out, as a matter of fact. But gang, how do y'all feel about this in the comments? Do you still think that Jay-Z's a part of some global elite? And even though he ain't in the Epstein files, do you still think he's in it anyway? Yo, listen. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in that comment section, man. If you are new to the Mayor's channel, I need you to make sure you subscribe right now. Turn on the notification bell to get all of the Mayor's updates. As well as hitting that like button. Smash that like because it's very essential. But more importantly, hit that hype button because it helps the channel in a major way. And one more thing before we get all the way up out of here. Are you ready, gang? It's the Mayor. The one and only real New York Mayor, F. Mob Donnie, and you're rocking with the town favorite Showface News is Big Gotham, and you already know it's the town versus everybody at all times. I'm up out of here, gang. Salute.